One hard thing about my work is I get hate mail sometimes. Maybe you do too. Or maybe you just get exposed to other people's hurtful messages and you feel kind of punched in the gut or even outraged when you're just going about your business, reading articles online, scrolling through your social media feed, and then bam, people will say the meanest things, even in a pandemic. But there is a miracle that's kind of going on right now with people rising up and helping each other and taking big risks and doing everything they can think to do to help out. But I've noticed that, especially if they're in a leadership role, they still get blamed and attacked. Are you as sensitive to this as I am? My name's Anna Runkle. I'm also known as the Crappy Childhood Fairy. And today, which I'm taping on day 20, I think, of the lockdown in my town, I want to talk about another kind of virus of sorts, and that is the growing permission some people are giving themselves to tear down, put down, attack, and mock other people, people they don't even know, people with opinions they don't agree with, and probably opinions they don't even understand. They're just lashing out. We've all seen it. Maybe you've even put your toe in it and taken part in it a little bit. It's really easy to do, and it's almost encouraged, actually. But for those of us who grew up with childhood trauma, chances are that being exposed to this kind of thing is a trigger. And what's so hard about that is when we're triggered, we can end up fighting back in a way that creates even more harm, not just for the other person, but for ourselves. I hear from hundreds of people who have lost years, decades of their lives to being caught up in that fight, attack mode, fighting back. And this was always a bad thing. But now that we need to be working together to get through an actual worldwide crisis, we just can't afford the hate. We can't afford to divide people over things where we may not even know if what we're saying is true. And we can't afford to lose the contributions of people who can help, but who are getting too torn down to be willing to carry on. We need each person right now. We need our ideas, our goodness, we need our willingness to step up and help, and we need the best that everyone's got inside themselves. It's time to show it now so that one day when this is all over, we can be safe and free and in a better world than we had a month ago or even right now. So in this video, I want to talk about how to take a stand against people who try to tear you down in person or online, or when you witness someone getting torn down by somebody else. Because do you know that saying, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good people to do nothing. So let's be the good people. Let's not do nothing. Let's take on the haters, okay? I'm going to teach you a formula that I use, so stay with me here. Now, first of all, I just want to say that most of what I experience online is good. You guys bring so much joy and meaning into my life with your comments and emails and your encouragement and your expressions of, like relatedness. That is the main thing that I experience online these days. I put a lot of love into my work and I get a lot of love back. So I'm really grateful for that. And about one in, I don't know, 10,000 messages I receive is a hate mail or a nasty personal attack. Okay, for example, they say, "Oh, grow up. Everyone has trauma, you little victim." They obviously haven't watched my videos and they obviously haven't been through trauma. Or they call me crazy or a fraud. Or one time under a video where I was teaching about relationships, a guy said, that you're obviously too ugly for any man to want you. And then he wrote like the evil laughing, "Wah, ha, ha, ha." And even I had to laugh. But most of the other hate mail I get, it's usually from women, which kind of baffles me. And there are two main themes. And one is, who the hell do I think I am to try to help people? What are my credentials? And two, they complain that even though I give away hundreds of articles and videos and tools and my free course and free group calls, they complain that it costs money for some of my advanced courses. And they say this with a lot of name calling and put downs about what they think I believe. And I mean, they don't have any idea what I believe because you can tell they're just lashing out. So I almost never respond to haters because it just gets them going and they can end up polluting the whole community, and they'll go in and they'll create fake accounts just to put dislikes on everything, you know? And I don't want to let them come in and hurt the people who have shown up here open-hearted and tender and willing to share themselves and working on themselves. That's not what we're here for. And I mean, considering no one here knows each other or will likely ever meet, it's kind of wonderful, isn't it? What a gift. So if anyone here is listening to this and you don't like this channel, just go somewhere else. You don't need to be here. There are thousands of sites on YouTube where you can trash other people, you can vent how much you hate certain people. But here, I teach what worked for me, and I share science that I discover by reading. Now, as a community, this is how we do it. We don't criticize each other. We don't get at all into political divisiveness or ideological warfare. We don't tell people what to believe or how to heal, not about trauma, not about mental health. We just let each person share their own experiences and ideas. Okay, so I'm getting to the juicy part. So the other day, I got this really yucky message via email, and it was someone who had downloaded some free thing off my website. And then she got an email a couple of days later about one of the paid courses. And man, this ticked her off. She had very strong ideas about what people should do and believe, and she didn't think I was doing it right. She called me a couple of epithets. Now, normally I would just delete hateful comments like that, but for whatever reason, it was really bothering me, and I broke my own rule and I wrote to her. And I'll tell you what happened with that in a minute. But I want to tell you what I wrote, if for no other reason than it might be helpful when you take on a hater sometime, either someone who is attacking you or you hear someone else getting attacked, particularly when it's someone who is out there trying to make a difference, doing their best. Okay, we gotta protect those people, or at least protect our common purpose in getting the people in our individual countries and throughout the whole world through this pandemic. When some stressed out person is inclined to blame or criticize or say the whole world's going to hell in a handbasket or thinks they know how everything should be done in this fast moving, chaotic situation and everyone else is an idiot, you can say something like this. This is what I wrote to last week's hater. I wrote, "Dear hater," okay, I didn't say hater, I put their name. "I got your note. I normally don't respond to this kind of thing, but I thought today that I'd try to remind you that when you say these things, you are attacking a real person. I know that you're a real person too, and I know you're trying to make things better. So I just wanted to give you some encouragement to try a better approach. Because of your work as a whatever they do, you're in a position to do a great deal of good right now. And therefore, I urge you to stop attacking other people and instead give all your heart to developing the best in yourself. Now, to do this, you can tell them this, you might want to take a little time for introspection and ask yourself, and here I give a list of questions. They go like this. 1, if I didn't learn as a child how to offer love, encouragement, and support, how can I learn to share these things now with the people whose lives I touch? 2, when I'm feeling angry and scared, how can I stop myself from tearing down other people? 3, what is the best outcome that can happen for the people whose lives that I touch? 4, is there something I can do today to help bring about that best outcome? 5, how can I open my mind to all the good that other people are doing or that they're trying to do? 6, is there some way I can help those people to be strong and to keep going? 7, what do I need to do to take care of myself even as I serve others? 8, instead of the way that I feel right now, would I feel differently if I increased my focus on what is good? And 9, if I see someone making a bad decision or saying something I believe is wrong or harmful, what is a better approach that I can propose and how can I share my opinion in a way that is likely to be heard? And here's how I signed off. Because you see, and you put your name there, we need you right now. And not only that, but we need the best version of you. So I hope you'll try your best to share your best in these scary times. And then I wrote, with love, Anna. And okay, I told you I'd let you know what happened. When I sent this note to this person who had been hating on me, she apologized. She said she was stressed out and she was sorry, and she even thanked me. And I wasn't expecting that. And in fact, when you take people on for engaging in hostile behavior online, you've got to kind of be ready. Sometimes there's gonna be some blowback, and you just got to be ready to like delete, hide, delete, hide. Don't even deal with it if that's the nature of it. Don't take it personally, right? But when you engage with angry people, there's always the chance you're going to get anger thrown at you. If you commit to reflecting hope and encouragement for others, to bring that positive presence everywhere you go, when you're talking to a friend, when people are doing something nice for you, when you're on a phone call with the plumber, and yes, when someone is being unkind to you, you just might reach their heart when you hold your ground with kindness. Now, you're not going to reach their heart and open it when you meet hate with hate. And you definitely shouldn't put yourself in a situation where you could be hurt or abused. But you can shine with the most powerful energy there is. And the best word we have for it is light, right? It's hope and positivity and a refusal to go along with bashing other people. Stand up for other people, have their backs, even the ones you disagree with. This is the time to join together and each do our part to help get all of us safe and connected and working together from where we are now to that happy day when we're free again. We're going to hug, we're going to have coffee together, we're going to sit in classrooms again and offices and shoe stores. And the single people will go on dates, and the older people can have the young people all come over to dinner again. It's going to be great. You have childhood PTSD, then you're especially equipped to be compassionate towards people who are kind of getting freaked out right now. We know all about that. So let's do our part to get to that happy day. Let's not take each other for granted. We won't tear down our brothers and sisters who are trying their best. We're going to stand behind them and work with them so that we can get through this as safely and quickly as possible.